miles an hour. She is the hardest thrower in our game, and she will get the ball against an explosive Spark offense tonight.
So it's the #1 pick in the AUSL draft against the #3 pick in the AUSL draft. This is actually a rematch of a college game that we saw on March 3rd between Belmont and Tennessee. It's Maya Johnson out of Belmont, a 5.25 ERA. She has taken on a huge workload in her rookie season for this Oklahoma City Spark team. They just got 3 pitchers back and ready from Japan, so it is a rejuvenated staff. And they also just acquired Lindsey Grine out of the reserve athlete pool. She returns to the team after spending the first few weeks on staff. Aubrey Leach leads things off for Carolina and takes the first 2 pitches. It's a 1-1 count for Aubrey.
Now, Maya Johnson has been off to a great start as well. Kind of gets overshadowed by Carlin Pickens, but especially in the first couple of weeks of the season with the way that Maya Johnson was leading this Spark team. She was tremendous. It's a pitcher coming from Belmont, coming from competing at a mid-major level, who really wanted to play in the AUSL. And all she did her last couple of years playing at Belmont was lead the entire nation in ERA. She made her name known to be able to be drafted to compete here today.
Leach, hard hit ball, jumps up off the dirt and gets by Romero. So a leadoff runner here for Carolina in the form of the speedy Aubrey Leach. So Leach aboard to set the table for another very talented rookie, Reese Atwood. She's hit safely in 7 of the last 8 games. She actually has a 7-game hit streak in her last 7 starts. That first play ruled an error on Sydney Romero. The other thing that really stood out, we've seen this at the college game, but we really got to see it on display this past weekend for Reese Atwood, is the absolute cannon that she has behind the plate. Cut down 2 runners trying to steal in Utah. Made a couple other great plays from behind the dish.
The rookies on the Blaze have really made a major impact. And the rookies across the AUSL have made a major impact. But these 3, Reese Atwood, Dakota Kennedy, and Carlin Pickens, who we were just talking about, have been instrumental in their success. A rookie hit in the 2 and 3 hole, and a rookie getting the start in game 1.
Reese Atwood out in the right field. Coming on to make the catch is Amari Harper. 1 away for Johnson.
Coming to the plate, left fielder number 22.
Oklahoma City has lost 4 straight. They've lost 7 of their last 9. It's a team that started really well, got a series win over the Volts, and then won the first game of the Chicago series. So got off to a 3-1 start. They had one of the best offenses in the league, but things have just started to cool off. The pitching has not been great so far this year, so that's why they're so excited to have this trio back from Japan. And then also they add that 6th arm with Lindsey Grine. Up and in, that hit Dakota Kennedy.
It's been trying to limit the free passes from their pitchers. They've been hit hard the past couple of games. Maya Johnson, her most used pitch so far as a pro has been her drop ball, which is completely different than what she showed at Belmont. She's using that drop ball 23% more than what she did at Belmont. Will work side to side with their screw and curve, and will change speeds with her changeup as well. But that screwball right there is a nice looking pitch to the righties. That pitch gets a lot of swings and misses when it's right at the knees or tails a little bit up.
0-1 count to Bailey Klingler, just her 4th game back. One of that long list returning from Japan last week. So it really feels like everybody's at full strength for the most part right now. There are some injuries, of course, that are just part of it, like Maya Brady, who is currently out for Oklahoma City. That is a huge miss. Jessie Warren is also out, and that's where they went and got Lindsey Grine and Kirsten Roos. There's Brady and Warren in the dugout.
So that means that Jessie Warren's teammate from Florida State, Sydney Sherrill, will be playing 3rd base when Jessie Warren is healthy. She's playing 3rd base, and Sydney Sherrill is playing 2nd base.
Klingler just 1 for 9 in the first 3 games back. Takes that pitch outside, ball 1.
just feels like Oklahoma City has to start having some shutdown innings early in the game. Their series against the Bandits was tough.
That is roped into left field. Leach is coming home. The throw in time, and she's out. It's an excellent throw from left field from Sydney McKinney.
And you'll take a shutdown inning however you can get it. From an outfield assist to being able to make plays at the plate like this. This is not something that Lindsay Leftwich, the third base coach, wanted Aubrey Leach to go on, but very aggressive, wanted to test the arm of Sydney McKinney, and Aubrey Leach goes home anyway, and they were able to get her.
That is not a place we've seen a lot of Sydney McKinney in the outfield. We've seen her at third base, shortstop, second base. You just don't see her in the outfield a lot, or at least we haven't on this part of the globe.
I'm telling you, watching the Spark play against the Bandits for 2 games, the Bandits look unstoppable at the plate, and the Spark just could not figure out ways to get outs, walks, hit by pitches, errors, and a ton of hits put up by the Bandits. The Spark need an inning where they put up a 0 here. Another mistake here.
It's by Delaney Wiz behind the plate. So now 2 in scoring position for Anna Gold. Had a pair of hits in the Talon series, but 3 of her 7 on the season came back in game 2 of the year. Gold didn't get all this, and Roos makes a nice grab on the infield. There's the 0 you talked about. Maya Johnson starting off the right way.
And her defense
taking on a big workload for this staff.
And nobody throws harder in her game right now than Carlin Pickens. She is the hardest thrower in the league, and I'd say the hardest thrower in the world.
And no team in the AUSL needed this type of an influence from a rookie like the Blaze needed in the circle. Their pitching staff was the worst in the league last year by quite a ways. Over 6 was their ERA. This is the lineup they face. It's a dangerous one, although they've been a little slow as of late. But 18 home runs still leads the AUSL, despite only hitting 2 in the last 4 games. And both of those actually came yesterday in their loss to Chicago. This is one who can really help. Sydney McKinney, who has not yet played with Maya Brady, and that is a duo that is going to be a nightmare when they get on the same field together, because you cannot keep them off the base paths. McKinney has played in 3 games, already has 2 multi-hit games, and a ton of speed as she nearly beats that out to second base.
You're going to want to pay attention to the score bug in the upper left-hand corner, because Carlin Pickens already throwing 74, 75 miles an hour. So you'll see the speed every pitch that she throws. Her drop ball that she throws is her hardest pitch. She'll work in a rise ball and a changeup as well. But 75 miles an hour for her drop ball. She will bring her rise ball in at about 68. And then her changeup, believe it or not, is 65 miles an hour, which is top speeds for some of the pitchers that are in the AUSL. But she throws that drop ball a ton, mixing that changeup a little bit, and that rise ball too.
This is scorched up the middle by Sydney Romero. Says, I'll see your 74-mile-per-hour pitch, and I'll raise you to 77 off the bat.
Number 97, Delaney.
Just letting Carlin Pickens provide the power on that drop ball that stays up. She did slip getting out of the box. Look at that right there, kind of stumbles. I hope that was just a slip and she wasn't hurt. Last thing that the Spark needs is another veteran on their team to be hurt, to add to Jessie Warren and Maya Brady.
Strike one, Delaney Wiz. A 1-1 count for the 3-hole Wiz. Just 3 for 16 in the last 6 games. Had a great start to the season. Hits in 6 of the first 7. Rips it to left. It's a no-doubter over the bleachers for Delaney Wiz. Her 5th home run of the season.
Nobody has more home runs in this league than the Oklahoma City Spark, and they have not been hitting them often the past few games, but this is their offense. They are built with power and a high slugging percentage, and this is why that shutdown inning in the first was so important, so that the spark could come up to the plate and be the one that initiates the scoring first. When they do that, that's their game. That's their strength. They are hard to beat when they're swinging the bat like that.
Ground ball left side, tough one to handle for Gold. That's an excellent play at third base, and there's 2 outs. The home run for Wiz ties her for second in the league with Maya Brady and Aaliyah Benford. The leader, of course, is Megan Grant.
Look at how deep Anna Gold gets into her legs right here to generate power to make that long throw. If she's up out of her legs, there's no way that she has enough upper body strength to make that long throw, but she knew she needed to use her bottom half to be able to make that out.
Just 1 error on the season for Anna Gold. It actually came in this last series, game 1 against the Talons. Chopper to Jenna Laird, another one of the many shortstop options they have on the field. She's at second base. How about OKC on the board?
This is
approximately noon Eastern, also in action Tuesday. The Americans, Taylor Townsend, Taylor Fritz, and Madison Keys. That's Tuesday on ESPN. All those matches also streaming on the ESPN app.
Center had a tough one today, and no Carlos Alcaraz. Been injured with a wrist injury.
It's been an interesting month in tennis because the French Open, all the stars just seem to disappear in that one.
I know.
See if they can rebound a little bit here. Inning number 2 for Maya Johnson. She had base runners to deal with. Aubrey Leach reached on an error, a hit by pitch, and then a single, but was able to strand a pair. Also got a ton of help from that great throw out in left field by Sydney McKinney. Now faces Jenna Laird to lead things off. The former Missouri Tiger had a really slow start to the season, but was 5 for 10 against Utah in that 3-game series.
How fun was that series in Durham that we had at the Durham Bulls Stadium? And we had great crowds and
ground ball left side. That stayed perfectly on the ground for Sydney Romero, and there's 1 out.
Well, I do want to point out it's a little bit tricky because this turf does a great job of looking like dirt, but it is completely turf. Yeah, I know, it's tricky.
I had forgotten until this very moment.
I know.
And Romero got a weird hop earlier, and I was thinking, it's the dirt, but it's so funny.
This turf is probably the turf that it just looks exactly like dirt, like more than any other turf I've ever seen.
I think on TV it's easier to tell, so before the viewers are too harsh on us. 1-1 count for Alyssa Brito. Has to be comfortable in this part of the country, not far from Norman, where she spent 3 years at Oklahoma, 3 national titles, a couple first-team All-American nods. Outside 2-2 count here from Johnson to Brito, who slow start offensively, but just 1 error defensively. So the left side of that infield for Carolina has just 2 combined errors between Gold and Brito. It's been a great partnership over there. Brito takes again, full count. She also made a SportsCenter top 10 play while mic'd up, talking about making coffee for her teammates this past weekend against Utah.
She's so athletic.
Good swing here into center field. Brito's got a 1-out base hit.
They're definitely looking for her bat to get going a little bit more, kind of like Jenna Laird, whose bat did get going in Durham last weekend. This is a little bit off the end of the bat, but she's just so strong, able to muscle that curveball out to center field. Didn't get all of it, got enough of it. She'll take it.
Just her 6th hit of the season so far. That is strike 1 on the inside corner to Devin Netz, who we only saw for 1 at-bat in their Game 3 win over the Talons. It was a solo home run. It was Devin's 2nd of the season. She falls behind 0-2.
You know, it's just been so interesting to me, Chucky, watching Maya Johnson come to the AUSL and completely change her pitch usage and the type of pitcher that she is. When she was at Belmont this past season, she threw her rise ball 40% of the time and only threw her drop ball about 17% of the time. But here, she is a more down ball pitcher with her drop, screw, curve, and change. And her rise ball is her least used pitch after being her most used pitch at Belmont. It's so challenging to do, is to completely change your game, and it's because these hitters are so powerful. We're seeing a lot of home runs in our game, the college game, but of course here in AUSL as well. So trying to keep the ball down, avoid elevating pitches up in the zone, because then a hitter tends to elevate them out of the park. So she's leaning more down in the zone to keep the ball on the ground.
Well, we saw probably her best outing of her career a couple weeks ago. 4 innings against the Bandits, ended up in a run rule win in just 5. But she only gave up 1 hit, 2 walks, 4 Ks, and no, because she had a lot of right-handed bats that she was really hammering away with the screwball that was basically being thrown to perfection that day. Threw a complete game in their season opener on this field, a win over the Bolts. Gave up 5 earned, but I think that moment right there still showed she can fight through it at the pro level. There's the strikeout.
And the screwball that you were talking about, that she loves to throw to the right-handed hitters. And that one, I feel like at times her screwball can kind of move differently. Sometimes it kind of serves as a backdoor curve. It kind of comes back on the plate. Other times it moves up. Other times it actually moves away from the hitter. It's kind of tricky.
Ball 1 to Alicia Ocasio. Wiz held it there, an extra tick, begging for it. Ocasio had a 5-game hit streak to start the season. She slowed down a little bit. Had some good swings that haven't come to anything. She did have a triple against the Talons, but in that same game hit another one to basically the same spot on the right field wall and was robbed by Caroline Jacobson. Back off the metal stanchion that is there for one of our cameras.
Wait, did you just make that word up, or is that a real word?
Stanchion?
That's a real thing?
I don't know if I got the... I don't know if that technically is a stanchion. I'm thinking like basketball, the stanchion, you know?
No.
Not the basket?
I don't know.
I feel like I don't have the definition on me.
You'd be Googling in between innings.
I am. 2-2 count to Ocasio with 2 outs. And there she goes on strikes, back to back. Looking strikeouts for Maya Johnson. 2 shutout innings for the rookie.
Triple Crown circuit, and Reese told me that the trust and the communication has really come naturally because of that. She said it's been awesome to see that Carlin's confidence hasn't changed one bit facing off against the best in this league, and seeing that same level of attack at a new level is really inspiring to her.
That feels like an unfair duo at any level, but at the youth level, that is ridiculous. Ground ball right side for Laird, and there is 1 out to start the 2nd inning.
Well, I'm sure that Carlin Pickens is happy to be on the same team as Reese Atwood as her senior year and junior year. It was Texas that ended Tennessee's season at the Women's College World Series. So Reese Atwood, of course, on that Texas team facing Carlin Pickens. Reese Atwood, 2-time national champion, back there behind the plate.
This year, Tennessee was in the driver's seat in the winner's side of the bracket. Carlin went to 3 Women's College World Series in her 4 seasons at Tennessee. We first saw her back in 2023. Remember that pitching staff? Ashley Rogers, Peyton Gottschall, and Carlin Pickens.
That was a good one. 3-headed monster, and they had one of those again this year. Just different names.
Yeah, good chance we see Sage Margetko and Aaron Newer next year in the professional league. Here's a newbie to this OKC team. Just game 2 for Kirsten Roos. Rookie out of Georgia, played a few years at Coastal Carolina as well, but wasted no time in getting to know her teammates with a tremendous defensive play last night.
That last pitch was really close. Thought that was going to be strike 3. It looked like she caught her looking. And goes to her changeup. So a lot of familiarity with some of these players that are facing Carlin Pickens in the league that are rookies. So Bruce playing at Georgia. They played them in Super Regionals. They've matched up this past year. Saw the same thing happen when they played last weekend.
Saw her teammate Sarah Gordon this past weekend with Utah.
That's right.
Have a great outing against Pickens. Was 3 for 3 in the first game. She might have texted Sarah, hey, what's the scout here? Remind me.
It's a quick turnaround for Roos to get the call and come up to be a part of this league.
Goes down on strike. Strikeout number 1 for Pickens.
It's going to be your drop ball out at 74 miles an hour. Goes back to that spot that she did not get the call earlier in the count. And this time she gets a swing and miss.
Now Haley Lee in the 8th spot for Oklahoma City. First pitch swinging, bounces up nicely for Brito. Low throw, picked off the turf by Devin Netz. 1-2-3 for Carlin Pickens. Carolina coming up in the 3rd, trying to get something going with the bats.
In this game, you know, we got the top of the lineup coming up. I ain't shaking. I'm not worried.
I like it. You're doing my job for me. Aubrey Leach is leading off 1-2-3 in the inning for the Blaze.
Mackenzie, are you guys still playing bingo and act as if I don't know anything about it and tell me what bingo actually is?
Yes, we are playing bingo. Actually, let me go get my notebook for you guys. We are playing bingo, and I accidentally, the first inning was entirely my fault because I did not specify what team was doing what. So unfortunately, the Spark did get bingo on us, and that's a first. That's never happened. But bingo today, we have bunt for hit. We have a Blaze home run. I had to specify a Blaze home run. We have C2 pitchers, so we want to get Maya out of here and get on to the next. We have a stolen base. We have a diving play, and I feel that Anna's going to do it. I just feel it in my bones. And then we have a triple, and then we have a relay with an out. That is our bingo sheet today.
How do you come up with them? How do you decide what's going to be on the bingo card?
It's for sure a group effort. I'll probably ask 2 people, like, hey, what are you feeling for bingo? What's something that we want to work on today? And I need this bunt. We have not had a successful bunt. All of our bunts have been ruled as errors. So I really need to get a bunt for a hit today. I really do.
It feels unlikely it will be this batter. Reese Atwood at the plate with 1 out and nobody on.
Yeah, if Reese drops a bunt right now, low-key, our first baseman is all the way back. But I don't think anybody in this atmosphere is expecting Reese Atwood to bunt.
Yeah, corners are playing back, but not going to happen now with 2 strikes.
This team last year, obviously, really close. You got traded in kind of midway through the season, but what has been the biggest difference to lead to the success this year?
Honestly, just the team's closeness, the vibe of this team. I mean, if we fail, we're so excited for the next person to do their job. If we succeed, it's like my success is their success is my success. I mean, I've never been a part of a team that is just so excited for other people's success. I just really think that stems from our coaching staff. I mean, our coaches just breathe life into us. I mean, we will set up some diabolical machines. Where's the camera? Where's cameras on me? Is it you? The batting practice is diabolical, and these coaches breathe life into us every day, and that's what makes us compete to the highest level. I mean, we're doing hard things and we're making it look easy, and these coaches just breathe life into us when we're doing it. So shout out to them. For sure stems off of their energy to us, and we just carried along throughout the dugout. But shout out to the coaching staff for just being the amazing human beings that they are.
I love it. Dakota Kennedy up 0-1 count, 2 outs.
Okay, this is going to be a quick one because if the 3rd out comes, then we have to go to break. But where do you get your big, fun personality from?
Honestly, my dad, we call him Big Burly Brian, Triple B. You can't miss him. He's just full of life. For sure, like I am adopted, so I don't know where my actual personality comes from, biologically speaking. But Big Burly Brian, I know you're watching this. It comes from you, and my mom would say the same exact thing. So shout out to Big Burly Brian Clark.
I love it. Thanks so much, Mackenzie. We appreciate the time and the access with the camera.
Not a problem. I'm here all day.
Thank you.
See you guys.
Just wish Mackenzie could get a little bit more comfortable talking to the media and just talking and being on camera. You know, she's a little bit shy.
Yeah, she really is. The nerves get to her. She is, I remember her, one of the first things she did as a pro a few years ago was rob a home run. And it was unbelievable to see her leaping ability at the center field wall.
Oh, yeah. She's such a good athlete. Good arm, explosive bat.
This is a swinging bunt, but rolls foul off the bat of Dakota Kennedy. Maya Johnson now trying to match Carlin Pickens with that last 1-2-3 inning. She's retired 4 in a row and 6 of the last 7 batters. So the rookie lefty settling in. I think it's interesting too, Amanda. This feels like a totally different Maya Johnson that we could see in the back half, because now this staff has its full complement of arms. They even have an extra arm with picking Lindsey Grind back up. And there's another strikeout for Maya Johnson, who now has 3 through 3 scoreless.
Sure, it's having a good season.
Oh, that's always it's just a winning organization, it feels like. Unlike, unfortunately, my Kansas City Royals right now. We are struggling. Hard hit to the right side. It's going to go down as a base hit for Grace Jenkins. Leading off the 3rd inning for Oklahoma City. Jenkins, a rookie out of Arizona. That's her first hit in the last 5 games.
Sit back on a changeup and sneaks it past Devin Netz, who is so sure-handed at first base. That ball just snuck underneath her glove. That's a Gold Glove first baseman there, Devin Netz.
First pitch outside for Pickens. Second time through the order, 1, 2, and 3. McKinney grounded out, and then it was a single for Romero on that laser up the middle before the 2-run home run for Delaney Wiz. That's how we got to this point in the game. Outside to Sydney McKinney. Played her college ball at Wichita State. She's from Norburn, Missouri, a 4th-year pro. Last year's batting champ as a member of the Chicago Bandits, hit .486, had 36 hits, and drove in 14. This one to the left side. Gold will take the lead runner at second.
6 to the plate, shortstop number 2.
Very good defense for this Blaze team. Think about how many shortstops there are on the infield. Brito, Laird playing second base today, but she could play shortstop. on a Gold. There are 4 Gold Glovers on the starting defense for the Blaze, which, I mean, that's incredibly impressive. So you have Devin Netz at first base, who got it at Arizona. Jenna Laird at second base, got it at Missouri. Reese Atwood got it at Texas, back behind the plate. And Dakota Kennedy in left field got it in the outfield at Arizona. And then Carlin Pickens, I believe, was on the All-SEC defensive team, so didn't get a Golden Glove, but fields her position very well. Lots of athleticism in the circle.
He's down and in, and gets away from Atwood for a second, allowing McKinney to take second. We've seen that defense on display regularly. That's a rare miscue from Atwood behind the plate. It is still 93 degrees here in Edmond, Oklahoma. This is scorched to center. Romero leaves the yard. She has smashed 2 balls in this game, 77 miles per hour. And that is back-to-back games with a home run for Sid Romero.
The ball is just coming off the bat of Sid Romero different today. It sounds different coming off of her bat. Got all of that. It's a line drive that just snuck over her.
Carlin Pickens had only allowed 2 home runs on the season entering this game, and hadn't for more than 2 weeks. Going back to their series against the Volts, and then 2 in this game off the bat of Wiz and Romero.
Well, this Spark team has this home run production in them. We saw it early in the season. But then it kind of seemed like when Maya Brady went down to injury, the Spark offense and their power really started to pull back a little bit. Maya Brady was going to be their leadoff, or had been their leadoff hitter the whole season, and they've been missing her the past 3 games. And I think that you can really tell that they've felt her presence missing in this lineup.
Whiz into center field, and Aubrey Leach comes in to make a nice catch. Let's go down to the dugout with Anna, who is with Sydney Romero.
Sid, 2 huge hits for you today already. What are you seeing at the plate?
I'm just looking for something. I know I can hit hard and just being on time.
Your coach told me before this game that you guys were focusing on having a better start. How are you feeling about this one so far?
Good. It feels good. It's cool to see us kind of just, trusting the process. And we were talking about it yesterday. Like, we're right in the middle of pretty much a storm. And it's really cool to see us just come up from here.
Keep weathering the storm. Thanks, Sid.
Sydney Romero having a really great season. She had a 5-game multi-hit streak just about a week and a half ago. But she had struggled a little bit. It was 1 for 7 against the Bandits. But yesterday had a 3-run home run. So turns around today, has an absolute laser of a single, and then basically the same exit velocity off the bat for a home run. Bubba Nichols Camarena grounds it to Brito to end the inning. OKC trying to snap a losing streak. 4 straight losses.
Be here calling that game against the Cascade and the Spark, and that'll be a good one. How about that? We'll join in on the Women's Sports Sunday after that WNBA game.
This is already a big game when you look at the standings. Utah out in front with 10 wins, Portland right behind them with 8, and then it drops off to 6, 6, 5, and 3. So even tonight, Oklahoma City on a 4-game losing streak. They've lost 7 of their last 9. They need to get wins quickly, and part of that is they're a game behind in the win category from the Blaze, but they've also played a couple more games than Carolina has.
Well, you know that shutout on Saturday stunk. They got beat 14-0 in 5 innings against Chicago. Didn't put up any runs, had 4 hits compared to Chicago's 13. And then yesterday they were down, I think it was 8-0, but then they chipped back away, and that final score ended up being 8-6. They still lost, but you could tell that their hitting was starting to click back into motion. And now putting up a 4 spot here with a couple of home runs, trying to get back on track.
They do not have an easy schedule coming up. Ground ball to Romero, who retires Klingler for out number 1. So the 2 against Oklahoma City, or the 2 against Carolina, I should say, for Oklahoma City. We have a day off tomorrow, back on Wednesday, and then they welcome Portland for a 2-game series this weekend. Their last home set is here, but it's against Utah, who is the best team in the league right now. And then they'll play 5 straight on the road to finish. So the home games are extremely difficult, and then they go on the road to face Texas and Carolina. This very well could be a matchup that, come the final week of the regular season, is for that 3rd spot.
Well, and it's really close in the middle of the standings. You have the Talons at the top, and then the Volts at the bottom, and then the 4 teams in between are all going to be clawing and fighting to find a way to College Station. And we'll see. I feel like the standings have changed so much so quickly. Teams have gone on win streaks and then losing streaks, so you can't count anybody out. But when you look at the standings and see the top, it's the Talons and the Cascade, who have the 2 best pitching staffs that we've seen so far this summer.
That sweep of Texas for Portland was massive, not just for them, but kind of for the standings and how they've shaken up, as Anna Gold is retired.
When you look at the standings, you see the Talons have the best ERA in the league. They're in 1st place. Cascade's 2nd best ERA in the league. They're in 2nd place. It kind of goes in ascending order of ERA, with the exception of the Spark and the Volts. You could flip-flop them. But pitching still wins. I think that's the bottom line here.
Seven straight now retired for Maya Johnson. They're trying to get those pitching numbers up and climb the standings.
Second baseman number 17, Jenna Laird.
Jenna Laird now the last chance here in the 4th. Trying to snap this fantastic run that Johnson's on. The four base runners, I should say. One air and then a hit by pitch and a pair of singles.
Well, doing such a better job, Maya Johnson is in these past 3 innings of keeping the ball down. All of her outs have either been strikeouts or ground ball outs. Compared to that first inning, you could tell she was a little bit more up in the zone. A couple of outs came in the air. Still didn't give up any runs, and that was such an important inning for Maya Johnson and the Spark defense to get out and get back into the dugout, having not given up any runs after those top games against the Bandits where they gave up so many.
Really good location to get strike 2 on Jenna Laird. Can she retire 8 in a row? Yes, she can. Beautiful pitch from Johnson for strike 3.
4th strikeout of the day for Maya Johnson. This one.
The official consumer health testing partner of the AUSL. And look who it is. Kaylani Ricketts enters the circle for Carolina after 3 innings by Carlin Pickens, and not what she had hoped for. A couple home runs allowed, and it's a 4-run deficit for the Blaze as we hit the 4th.
Yeah, probably the toughest start that Carlin Pickens has had in her rookie year.
Right side, Jenna Laird's busy day continues.
And now they'll get a completely different look from Kaylani Ricketts coming from the left-hand side. Will not throw nearly as hard as what they saw from Carlin Pickens, and she'll be down the zone with her drop and her drop curve and her changeup. This is a player that has a ton of experience, former national champion right here in the state of Oklahoma, 2-time National Player of the Year. And she is the vet of all vets, I feel like, in this league.
She was a back-to-back USA Softball Collegiate Player of the Year. That was in 2012 and 2013. They won the national championship in 13 over Tennessee. Can you name any of the other 2-time winners of that award?
So we have Danielle Loring.
Yep.
Kat Osterman.
Yep.
And
there are 2 more, actually.
Oh, no.
One of them's a Sooner. You're going to be upset.
Jocelyn Allo.
Jocelyn Allo, okay. And there's one more who is in the league.
Rachel Garcia?
There you go.
Yeah,
I didn't have to give you the hint.
Yes.
I'm very impressed.
I don't want the hint. I want to figure it out on my own.
All right, I like
stubborn.
it. There's an asterisk by Kat because she didn't just do it twice. She did it 3 times. The only one to do it 3 times as Sydney Sherrill advances to second base. A very familiar field for Sydney Sherrill here at Oklahoma Christian University, where she is an assistant coach for a very successful Division II program. Outside ball 2. Kirsten Roos at the plate. I love these matchups with the rookies and Kaylani Ricketts because she's been doing it for so long now. 14th year pro. So many of these rookies were not even 10 years old when Kaylani started her professional career.
Now Reese Atwood, one of those rookies catching her. And of course the rookie hitting against her and Roos, but it's crazy to think about the age gap and where they were when she was playing at Oklahoma, winning that national championship and having a successful college career.
Kaylani's sister Samantha, also an All-American at Oklahoma, and the current head coach at Mississippi State, just led the Bulldogs to their first ever Women's College World Series appearance. Really incredible job that Sam has done with that program. The whole Ricketts family, so athletic. Here is Haley Lee with 2 outs and a runner on third. Takes ball 1. Lee is trying to break out of a slump right now. 3 for 31 start at the plate, but anyone who knows Haley Lee, watched her in college or in her early pro years, knows she has a big bat. She has not got it going yet as Ricketts gets her to ground out. Good relief inning from Kaylani Ricketts to start. Maybe, just maybe, that offense starting to get going again for Oklahoma City. They ran Carlin Pickens from the game after just a few innings. Her worst outing as a pro to this point with the 4 earned. How about this swing off the bat of Brito? Very comfortable in the Sooner State. Alyssa Brito's second home run of the season puts Carolina on the board.
Swinging early in the count. We had talked about in the 3rd and the 4th inning, there had been a lot of ground ball outs and a lot of strikeouts. So Alyssa Brito totally counteracted both of those things by going up and swinging early in the count and getting underneath a drop ball down in the zone.
Can that turn things around for the Blaze? Still a ways to go, but 3 innings to do it in. Alyssa Brito just feeling the vibes coming from Norman. The aroma off that beautiful stadium where she played for Patty Gasso as a 3-time first-team All-American, 2 hits in her first couple at bats here.
Well, home run was on the bingo card, right? I think it was on the bingo card, the home run. Pretty sure.
Yeah, I think you're right. 1-2 count to Devin Netz. Ground ball for Romero, another Oklahoma Sooner as she retires Nets. Let's go down to Anna with Alyssa Brito.
Alyssa, clearly very comfortable in this state. Walk us through that pitch.
Oh gosh, I just knew what I wanted and I was hunting a pitch, and when I got it, I just went for it.
I have to ask, what did Brito and Brew have for coffee this morning? What did we make?
I actually got to go somewhere and get my own coffee today. I got a cane latte from Coffee Slingers. Y'all check it out in OKC. Yeah.
We're on the road, so right, you had to get your own.
I gotta somehow have someone else make my coffee, you know, so.
I love it. Thanks, Alyssa.
Thank you guys.
She is the barista of the team. We've got a great piece that Anna put together about that, actually. And Alyssa Brito, though, back in familiar territory. So you got your go-tos, and she obviously went to one of hers. I love it.
Coffee Slingers.
Yeah.
Be big if they could get her really going the way that she's capable of going.
She was drafted as if she would lead this team in a lot of ways. She was the 1st-round pick in the allocation draft. Now, they protected a lot of hitters. 4 of their 5 protects were hitters. Kaylani Ricketts was the only pitcher that they protected in the expansion draft. Of course, 2 new teams coming into the AUSL this year. Spark being one of them. The Spark were an organization already, but in joining the league, they had nobody on their roster at that point, had to rebuild from scratch. Their first player in franchise history was Maya Brady. Their first college draft pick is Maya Johnson in the circle right now. There's Maya Brady. Man, would they love for her to be on the field. The same goes for the woman next to her, Jessie Warren. Maya Brady in the leadoff spot basically leads them in every offensive category as Ocasio lines that down the right field line. The good part for the Spark is that they have struggled without Maya Brady. They've lost 3 in a row since she was put on the IL. They've lost 4 in a row overall. But the last 2 games, this one and last night, it looks like the offense might be coming around. (3-2) to Ocasio. Ground ball to Roos, and there's 2 outs.
So 0-3 without Brady. The average is actually really similar, but the home run production, now this was, you know, entering today's game, they've hit 2 today, but in those 3 games before, it only hit 2 home runs, averaging just 3 runs per game, slugging .387 compared to .523.
Aubrey Leach sends it through the right side, a 2-out base hit to keep the inning alive. For Maya Brady, she started the year on a 10-game hit streak. She had a grand slam in their season opener. We've watched her quite a bit this year, both in person and on TV. She's just unbeatable at the plate.
She has looked unstoppable and has looked like the best hitter in the world at times. She's been so good.
Let's go down to Anna with more on Maya.
Well, ahead of this game, I actually caught up with head coach Amber Flores, and she said that Maya Brady was a huge part of the switch that flipped in last night's game when they almost completed that big comeback versus the Bandits. She said that both Jessie Warren and Maya Brady had a lot of player accountability, and the message in the dugout was, we are better than this. And I think what we are seeing on this field tonight is that message being lived out by her teammates.
And this is just such an important game. We've said that a couple times. They're 5-8 though, so 12 games to go, including tonight. They're on a 4-game losing streak. This could really turn things around in what is a big homestand for the Spark. 1 on, 2 out for Carolina with Reese Atwood at the plate. Aubrey Leach's hit was the first 2-out hit by either team in the game, and this is a dangerous bat that could change this game.
I mean, I still think that things can change so quickly. I mean, you saw the way that the Volts played 2 wins in a row, looked like they were getting back on track and finding their winning ways, and then the Cascade go in there and end up sweeping them. I just feel like there's just such big waves of momentum in this league that you really can't count anybody out, because you could go on a win streak from here on out that could start at any moment, and then another team could go on a losing streak, and you could work your way back up the standings and play your way to College Station. So nothing is set yet, and everybody still has to play to win here. A lot of play for her.
We saw Texas and what they can do with the bats about 10 days ago or so. They beat Chicago in back-to-back games. They're sitting there with 3 wins, but you're a week away from being right in the thick of it. Dakota Kennedy at the plate. Tied for the second most home runs on the team with 2, and just hit 1 in their last game against the Talons. Behind 0-2 in the count. A hot but very windy day here in Edmond, Oklahoma.
Now ball brought to you by Bella Windows.
Longest inning Maya Johnson has had to endure. She has faced 6 batters now as Kennedy takes just inside ball 1. Ooh, came in and hit her on that knee brace. So she'll jog to first and load the bases. This is all happening with 2 outs.
We'll see if Amber Flores decides to make a pitching change here. Looks like it. It's 3rd time through. And the ball hard, that error, and then followed up by a walk. Now the bases are loaded.
Well, look who it's going to be. Lindsey Grind, fresh off being picked up off the reserve athlete. Chicago tomorrow night in Rosemont. That's 7 Eastern on ESPN2. More AUSL coming your way tomorrow night. Big spot here for the rookie out of Oregon, Lindsey Grind, who was on this roster as part of 5 rookie pitchers to begin the season, but they got everybody back, so Grind went away briefly and was just reactivated out of the reserve athlete pool today.
And enter on in, bases loaded, and a jam type situation. The rookie comes in and she'll throw a lot of rise balls, a drop ball and a changeup every now and then, but Lindsey Grind is going to be heavy rise ball at all different levels, from the knees all the way up to the shoulders. So these Blaze hitters are going to have to deal with that pitch.
Bailey Klingler is the batter. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Klingler to left field. Back goes McKinney, and it's gone! A grand slam for Bailey Klingler! Just her 3rd hit since returning and first home run of the year.
Talked about having to deal with the rise ball, and this is how you deal with it. First pitch, she gets a rise ball, and she gets her barrel to this up and in pitch to just send it out of here. 217 feet. Down the line is 200, to center is 225. That was to left center field. Wow. Both home runs in this inning have come off of the first pitch for Brito, and then also now for Klingler.
That was Klingler's first look at a bases loaded opportunity. If it was hit 216, it probably would have hit the top of the wall and stayed in. Fouled straight back. Let's go down to Anna with Bailey.
Bailey, a home run from Brito, a grand slam from you. You guys are back in it and have taken the lead. How's the energy in the dugout right now?
It's great. We started off energy-wise a little slow, but it's not about forcing energy, just being present, celebrating the small stuff, and trusting that we'll get it done.
I love it. Thanks, Bailey.
It's the Blazers' first grand slam of the year. And it comes at a huge moment to give them a 1-run lead in the 5th.
Think about how tough that air was. Teresa Atwood kept this thing going, but Bailey Klingler with the grand slam.
Here's the home of the Thunder. Great sports town, and we have a fantastic crowd tonight, and I've mentioned the temperature a few times, but 92 degrees. Kaylani Ricketts turns and fires, and there's 1 out on 1 pitch.
I haven't been able to tell today. Do you think it's hot today?
Slightly warm.
Okay. Trying to pick up on what vibes you were feeling today. I do think it's interesting that it's called Tom Heath Field, but you could easily call it Tom Heat Field because of how hot it is, right?
You went there. You did it.
You were probably thinking it.
First pitch swinging on this as well, and that will get down in front of Leach. Base hit for Sid McKinney. First hit of the night, and that extends her hit streak to 4 since returning from Japan.
Be big if the Spark could answer back here after Carolina scoring 5 runs. Just find a way with the top of the order, push across at least 1 here, grab some momentum with the top of the order. Now at first base with McKinney and Sydney Romero, the home run hitter, coming up.
Back-to-back days with a home run for Sydney Romero. The 3-run shot yesterday was her only hit in the couple games against Chicago, and then the 2-run shot in the 3rd of this one. And it was really just a line drive.
It was. Aggressive early in the count. It's been the name of the game. A Carlin Pickens drop ball that stayed up in the zone, and Sid Romero was on time with 74 miles an hour, sent it out of here. 2 home runs by the Spark hit today. They lead the league in home runs.
Yet another multi-hit game for Sydney Romero on this season. It's her 7th of the year. One count to Romero. Couple Sooners going head-to-head, not in the same generation of Sooners. Ricketts finished up a little bit before Sydney would have arrived in Norman. That goes off Kaylani's glove. Quick flip to second. They won't get 2, but it'll go down as a 1-6-4 out at second.
And a really nice change of direction by Alyssa Brito to get that off the glove of Ricketts, and then Laird, good footwork to be moving towards second base, of course, with the toss, quick turn, but good hustle by Sid to get down the line to break up that double play.
Delaney Wiz swinging at the first pitch and falls behind 0-1. She had the other 2-run shot. She started the scoring back in the bottom of the 1st. 5 home runs on the season for Delaney, and a very similar looking swing on a similar pitch.
A drop ball is moving today by Kaylani Ricketts. It is just falling off the table. She's able to throw that pitch through the zone and out of the zone for the chase. A take there by Delaney Wiz.
Jayla Wright in the bullpen, getting ready, had one of her best outings against Utah this past weekend. Kaylani working ahead of hitters. 5 of the 8 she has faced, she's jumped ahead of. This is in foul territory. Nets over and makes the grab. A very similar grab to what we saw in Carolina this past weekend for the Gold Glove first baseman. Devin Nets in Carolina up 1, going to the 6th. 3.3 was boosted by that 6-run game against the Talons their last time out. So without that, that number a lot worse even. Rito did not get all of this, and Roos handles it on the infield, 2 outs.
On the other side, think about how big that crooked number is that Oklahoma City gave up in the 5th inning, and they're trying to get back on the winning side of things after losing 4 games in a row. They probably felt like they came out and scored early. All right, this is our chance to win one, and of course they still have an opportunity, but going from winning the first several innings to then being on the losing side of things as it stands right now does not feel good when you're on a 4-game losing streak.
First pitch inside to Devin Nets. What's the secret recipe to get out of the funk a little bit and kind of find their groove? It felt like they were finding it. We had great defense early. The bats have had a few big swings, but what's the recipe?
I think to come out and score early, of course, and play good defense. I mean, I keep going back to it, but the error, that was the E5 to Reese Atwood that then led to Dakota Kennedy with the free pass, then put the hands in the bat of Bailey Klingler. I mean, that error is the difference maker in this game right now, and you hate to just put it on one play, right? But hits are going to happen. That error could have ended the inning, and they would have only scored 1 run.
Bailey Klingler came to the plate hunting. That was on the first pitch Lindsey grind through that she hit that grand slam. Now Nets sits on this, and that's going to roll to the wall. The throw into second is not quite in time. Nets just around the tag for a double.
Does a nice job of sitting back on this changeup and barreling one up, and when she does that, she just sees it find the fence as she's running out of the box, and when she slides in, it was key that she touched the bag with her right hand and not her left. If it was her left hand, Sydney Romero would have tagged her left hand, but she sneaks her right hand in instead and barely gets her fingertips in there.
Blaze had just 2 hits in the first 4 innings. They had 3 last inning and another one here in the 6th. The offense coming around late, looking for insurance now, and a lot of this has happened with 2 outs. Ocasio to the right side, handled by Haley Lee. Grind able to put up a 0. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th here in Edmond. 2 wins in a row. They are up to 6 and 7, right in the mix for that 3rd playoff spot, and I'm sure they're thinking higher than that, because it's just like the meal was prepared, but it was just missing a little something, and so they added a dash of Skylar Wallace and Lexi Kilfoyle, Kat Sandercock, Emily Kennedy all returning. My goodness, that team looks dangerous.
I think that game tomorrow will be really good. The way that the Bandits are hitting, they hit .455 in 2 games against the Spark.
Tyler Wallace is just, and we saw it last year, just the vocal leader, the emotional leader of that team. So while it was still an extremely talented group, it just felt like one little piece was missing, and it was kind of a big piece.
Mac Barbara was added on to their offense, and she's been a big part. Sammy Williams is having a heck of a season, and Aaron Koffel didn't even play in the game yesterday.
Bubba Nichols to right field. And there is Klingler, one out. Keilani Ricketts has been excellent in relief for Carolina. Came in for Carlin Pickens, who was ran out of the game after 3 innings, gave up 4 earned, most in her professional career. But Ricketts has now gone 2 1/3, just 2 hits allowed, and no walks, no runs.
And no surprise to me that she came in and changed the momentum in the bottom of the 4th, and then the Blaze would score all those runs in the top of the 5th. So she came in and kind of turned the tides for this Blaze team. Feeding off of her momentum, she only gave up a single when she entered into that bottom of the 4th, but looked really sharp, and then they went on to score 5.
Keilani was the former number 4 overall pick in the 2013 NPF draft. She played in Japan from 2013 to 2018, so not just in the States, she's played internationally, she's played with Team USA. So much experience in that left arm. Four times was an All-American, won 125 games at Oklahoma. As Harper fouls another pitch off. 2-2 count to the rookie Amari Harper.
Think about how many pitches she has thrown in a game in her life. It's hard to even put a number of what that might be because she's been playing for so long.
In the air to left center, Aubrey Leach calls off Kennedy. 2 outs. I think we would need the appearances first, and then we could kind of just come up with an average. Like, let's say 80 pitches on average, and that would give us maybe a ballpark, assuming relief appearances are going to drag that down a little bit.
Sounds like some simple math for us to find all those numbers for and crunch tonight and come up with a number for Wednesday.
So going back to 2010, when Keilani Ricketts was a freshman at Oklahoma, to now in 2026, when she is a 14-year pro, spanning 3 different leagues. Someone out there can find out how many pitches approximately she has thrown in a game.
The hunt is on for all these stats to be able to come up with these numbers.
Cheryl waits on it and floats it out into center field for a 2-out base hit. So Oklahoma City, that's their first 2-out base hit of the night, with Carolina hitting 300 in those situations.
Second baseman number 42, Kirsten Rue.
They were previously 0 for 5 with 2 outs. Now Kirsten Rue set the plate. The rookie in just game 2, but looking for her first professional hit. 4 years at Coastal Carolina before finishing up for Tony Baldwin at Georgia this year. Hit almost 350, was all SEC second team. Had good power too, 15 home runs. Jumps ahead 2-1. Made an awesome play at second base last night on a little glove flip to get the force out.
That was an awesome play.
That is probably her best swing as a pro, but it's right at Jenna Laird. And it's another clean inning for Keilani Ricketts. She has come out of the pen and thrown 3 scoreless.
So fun. Come up with that every game, make it a little bit different. That was a fun interview that we did with her.
I think we were in the way.
Yeah.
I think we really just needed to hand the keys off to Mackenzie for the inning and see what happens. Aubrey Leach was trying to give her bingo on the original card with that bunt single. That's what they were missing there. She is behind 0-2 in the count. 1 for 3, and she sparked that 5th inning in a way with the 2-out rally. Brito hit the solo home run to lead it off, and then Leach restarted things with the top of the order and 2 outs. Inside, this is a new pitcher in the circle for Oklahoma City. Jalen Ford, the 11th-year pro out of Hot Springs, Virginia. Played her college ball at James Madison. Was part of really what was a great run there for James Madison. With not just results, but talented players. Megan Good was another one who played a little pro ball out of JMU, and she gets the strikeout of Leach.
Appearance when she came back from Japan and just looked lights out. I think she had 4 strikeouts to the 6 hitters that she faced. I mean, she looked unhittable. And then since then, it's been this Oklahoma City Spark pitching staff that's been giving up some runs, and it's kind of been contagious, even to Jalen Ford.
Yeah, 5 earned in 7 innings over 2 appearances against Chicago. You mentioned it, 4 strikeouts, 1 walk in the 2 innings she debuted with in Utah. Somebody a lot of these hitters will not have seen. This is off the bat of Atwood over to Lee. 2 quick outs now for Jalen Ford. Played in pro in Japan since 2017. She will actually be inducted into the James Madison Hall of Fame coming up in September.
Oh, good for her. Congratulations to Jalen Ford. What an honor.
One of 2 big-name pitchers out of James Madison in the league currently. Odyssey Alexander Bennett, a member of the Bandits. Two of the 3 batters she has faced in the inning coming from the left side. Now Dakota Kennedy, who has reached twice on 2 hit-by pitches. Ford ahead 1-2.
And they've been bringing her in a lot since she came back. I feel like she's thrown in every game since she's been back.
I have to think that start to see her in a starting role more often. 3 of her 4 appearances have come out of the bullpen. Got Kennedy on strikes. Jalen Ford feeling good tonight. A 1-2-3 inning, a pair of Ks trying to give the Spark a little life. They have one last chance. Just past the midway point in this AUSL season already. Just only 3 weeks to play before the stage will be set for a play-in game between the 2nd and 3rd seeds in College Station at Davis-Diamond, and then the championship between the 1 seed and the winner of that 1-game playoff. Haley Lee leads it off against Kaylani Ricketts, who delivers strike 1. It's 8-9-1 coming up for OKC. Lee, Jenkins, and McKinney.
It just takes one person to get things going. One person to find a way on, one person to have the one swing. And remember, the Spark have hit the most home runs in the league up to this point. So easily just one swing away from tying this thing up.
No Maya Brady, no Jesse Warren in the lineup as Lee goes down on strikes and there's 1 out.
Drop ball away, gets Haley Lee to chase, and a quick first out. Kaylani Ricketts going right at Haley Lee, knowing the importance of 8, 9, and 1 coming up in this lineup, trying to go right at 8 and 9.
Grace Jenkins singled back in the 3rd, her first hit in 5 games. Kaylani Ricketts has jumped ahead of hitters consistently. Ground ball right side for Laird, and there's 2 away. Carolina looked like they might get blown out today after 3 innings. A pair of 2-run shots, some great early defense from Oklahoma City, but a 5 spot in the 5th. A grand slam by Bailey Klingler completely changed this game. McKinney fouls it back 0-1. Just a potential gut punch for this Spark team.
It really is, especially with the amount of games that they've lost here at home. In a row, I should say, but just been a struggle for them, trying to work around that Maya Brady injury, trying to work around this updated pitching staff that was all rookies, and they bring in 3 new pitchers, trying to find their groove.
0-2, low for ball 1. McKinney just got a piece of it.
Just barely. This drop ball is so tough for these hitters to barrel up.
Ricketts trying to end it right here on a 1-2 pitch. Little off speed, floated out into shallow left. Kennedy takes control, and it's a come from behind victory for Carolina, who have now won back-to-back.
And that's the ball.
You know, it all started with that Alyssa Brito home run, too. I mean, don't forget about that, because Bailey Klingler had the grand slam, so pushed across more runs in that inning. But Alyssa Brito led off that inning with a solo home run on the first pitch, and everything felt like it shifted from there. And the 2-out grand slam by Klingler did him in.
It's Carolina's 7th win of the season, their 2nd in a row, as they're trying to heat up on this road trip.